Everybody, welcome back. Live at Drew's house, another edition. Hope you are doing well. We're coming to you from our Newburyport studios here, NCM Hub. We got another music show, which you know I always like, and a first-timer on the show. I've seen him several times now. I'm very excited for this. Rich Amorim is on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm going to play some original tunes for you, and hopefully it goes well. The song's called Modern Romance. And would you think about it? The heart you're breaking, holding on like it's your last breath. What you need ain't what you want. And do you wanna talk about it? Would you rather let go, holding on, so much lost? Just remember, our paths they cross. Just remember, our paths they crossed. And these days it's so filler. Modern romance is found in your mirror, but you don't love yourself enough. So you play with your favorite lover, 'cause you know there will always be another. But they'll never love enough. There are so many moving pieces in a person's world, but no thought, no more thought. It comes so easily. One would think it was barred. We used to be so much more, lovers of old, so much more. I've been told your love is bought and sold. Everything you do, everything you see, and the people that you meet are just faces on a screen. You think modern romance is in a little screenshot, and you find yourself so lost, and all you want is love, but you're in the dark. And these days it's so filler. Modern romance is found in your mirror, but you don't love yourself enough. Oh, hey. So you play with your favorite lover, 'cause you know there will always be another. They'll never love enough, yeah. In these days. These days it's all filler. A modern romance is found in your mirror.
Very nice, Rich Amorim. Welcome
man.
to Newburyport. How are you, man?
Great.
Cool.
Yeah, as I mentioned, a little tired, but yeah, excited for tonight, and thank you for having me again. Yeah.
Yeah, do
thanks for the invite.
musicians live tired, do they?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
In your case, yes. Me too. So do news reporters, yes. Amelia and I were talking about. Actually, Amelia is again joining us here. Just meeting Amelia Sheasley, producing the show here today. So good to have her on board again. First couple shows with Amelia, so we're excited for that. But Rich, yes. So Rich, we met during Seabrook Idol, which I've met so many great talents through that show over the last couple of years. And you've jumped out. It's still going on, so you'll have who knows? Maybe you'll win the whole thing. But
nice.
nevertheless, yeah, it'd be great, right? But a side prize if you don't, you got to meet me and come on this show. So there you
sure,
go.
Man. Yeah,
It's great. You're great.
Thanks, man.
That's what the first time I got to see you, so that was fun. And then of course we have a lot of mutual friends, which is always cool. And they're always like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad you got to meet him because you should have him on the show." And here you are. So
Thank you.
You like writing the original music or?
Yeah. I mean,
those shows are weird, right? Because you gotta decide what you're gonna do. Do you want to do a cover song that everybody sings, or?
Yeah, I mean, like last week I played a cover tune, and then one of the judges said, "Hey, I wish I could hear you play an original." And then the previous week I had played an original song, so it's kind of like, well, if they're rotating the judges, I'm not really sure.
Those judges don't know what they're talking about. I'm one of the judges sometimes, but no, it's good, man. So you've it's fun because you get to meet all these great talented musicians. You were saying you actually had some hesitancies about it just because you're not a huge competitive music guy, which makes sense.
I mean, like American Idol, The Voice, etc. Like all these shows, they're like heavily edited, and you have to sign a contract before. And this is more low key. Yeah, I kind of like that about it. Yeah, but I figured I'd toss my name in the hat and see where it goes.
Have you done them before?
No, I've never done.
No, this is your first one, really.
So it's my first competition.
But you play, you're always.
I'll play at like local bars and restaurants and stuff like that, open mics.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So are you one of those? How old are you, Rich? Do you mind
33.
So are you in that spot where like so many people I've met coming out of the pandemic are like, I would love to kind of go all in on the music thing. Is that something you're?
That's where I'm now. Yeah.
Right now.
I lost my full-time job, so I'm just kind of here, and I realized like, well, I'm not getting any younger, so
transition point for you.
Yeah, kind of like
I'm older than
reality
you.
hit me. Well, whatever, man. Like,
Let's not get on the old.
I mean, I don't consider myself that old yet, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like I was kind of a late bloomer. So
gotcha.
In my mid-20s, I kind of like that's when I started to really play out and then kind of gain confidence because I'd always kind of lacked that.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of exploring it and seeing where it can take me.
It's funny. So I see you're very quiet. Like, we've talked off stage and everything when you do those shows, and you're, naturally a quiet guy. But you don't. When you're on stage, it's a powerful voice.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it took a while to get there, but
did it really? It was
thank
hard.
You. Well, I mean, I wasn't a very good singer when I was younger.
Really?
And I have like recordings of me just like not being good. So.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And that actually surprises me.
Yeah. I mean, I just like kind of stuck with it, and like I feel like I always had a knack for it, and like I had a good ear, and that's what kind of carried me. And then eventually my voice caught up, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're hitting falsettos.
Yeah, sometimes.
You get that good control thing there. You can go low, you can go high. It's fun. Who are the? I was to ask first timers. Who are the influences?
So, I mean, I grew up with a huge mix of genres. My older sisters listened to hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
And then I had my best friend listening to like classic rock, like Genesis and Yes.
Okay.
So like Led Zeppelin, etc. So like all these bands. I would say my biggest influences. I mean, like right now, I'll say more modern. I'd say I like Alan Stone a lot. Really into Alan Stone.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Jordan Rakai out of New Zealand that I really like.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, like any singer that has that R&B sensibility or like that soul, or like kind of like a folky thing going on.
I was gonna say, I bet most people would jump to that because
I used to listen to like. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I used to listen to like Radiohead, Nick Drake, and now it's more like I kind of lean toward the happier sounding stuff.
That's it. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, because you definitely. I mean, I've only seen you solo, so it's then that's probably how you play mostly, but you get that like singer-songwriter vibe. Like this guy writes good songs, and all he needs is his guitar, and he can put on a show, you know. But yeah, it's interesting. So, do you play with a band ever? Or?
Sometimes I play with a bassist and a drummer, so we do like a trio thing.
A little trio.
I'm trying to set up another gig next month, or March actually, for that. I might be playing Book and Bar in Portsmouth, so more news on that to come. But
so the trio is something that you're kind of developing.
Yeah, I'd like that to become a thing for sure.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, so you are jumping in. This is a good time to be meeting you. You're in a transition point. I like this.
Thanks, man.
Good. Well, I hope you're having fun with it.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Did the pandemic change that at all for you? Because
yeah, I mean, kind of, because I was working full time a lot, and I was working a lot of overtime.
Yeah.
And I was working at a credit union. And it was very like soul sucking work because
I
mean, I'm naturally an introvert. I mean, I can be extroverted, but naturally I just kind of like to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And it was just, I had no energy to write music. By the time I got home, I felt like I would just wanted to sit and watch Netflix or something.
Yeah.
So like once the pandemic ended and, you know, some things happened at work, I realized, well, you know, music's kind of like
the joy,
the last branch that I'm hanging on to as I'm falling down. You know what I mean?
Wait, I said that, my view was more optimistic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said the joy. You said the last branch.
It's like it took a dark turn. My bad.
Kind of funny though. I like that. Well, good. I mean, you're probably happier just playing music, right?
Yeah, I'm in a better place now for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I hope it goes somewhere. I mean, if anything, as long as I can feed myself, you know.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be a lot of. I've mentioned this. I don't know if it's true. It might just be because I'm more immersed in it since running this show. I just know more players and everything. But it seems to me that there's a lot more like options for people to play in the last like year or two coming out of the pandemic. Like it just feels like everywhere I go, there's live music here, there's live music here. I always have like 6 different choices of people I could see on a certain night. And again, maybe it's just because I know more people now, but it does feel like the pandemic has opened some doors. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that. I think that a lot of restaurants are starting to come back and offer
I think they missed you guys.
That. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
You know?
I think it's nice to play at bars and restaurants. I think there's a place for that.
Yeah.
I would prefer, like if I had a choice, obviously I'm just a guy with a guitar, but I really want to play to listening audiences, you know, and it's tough to get those gigs sometimes, but hopefully I'll get
some spots are better than others for that. Yeah. So you say you don't mind the bar thing because it bothers the heck out of me if I see like a musician I really like. I've seen some people that have been in your seat right there, and I've go, oh wow, you're great, I gotta go to see you, and I've seen them and they're at a bar with the TVs on behind them and there's people talking way too loudly next to them. I'm like, oh, that woman is annoying me right there, or that guy's annoying me. He's right next to him, just move away or whatever. So that's hard for me sometimes to see like people that you really think are great and respect play that scene, but you tend to be okay with, you can deal with it.
Yeah, I think there's a good balance. I mean, those gigs, they usually pay us, you know, as working musicians, it helps us get by. But you know, I don't know about you, but as a songwriter, I want people to hear what I can do, like play from the heart, you know, wear my heart on my sleeve and all that. And then
so you love playing the originals more than any.
Yeah, like covers are nice, but I think that it's not like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, to each their own. Again, as I said earlier, but I really I want to express myself. And playing at bars and gigs, I kind of sneak those originals in there.
I was going to say, can you find yourself in spots where you can kind of mix in a few here and there? Yeah, because that's the balance, right? I mean, I've heard some people have come on and say, like, I won't play anywhere if they don't let me do like half and half. Yeah. Like I'll try to give which I think is, I know some places turn them away. Like, no way am I listening to half of the night, you know?
I've had some tough experiences, like really rough gigs.
Ooh, like what?
Like, I mean, I played in Arizona. At the sports bar. Yeah. I think it was Glendale, Arizona. And it was a country bar. And it just, you know, it wasn't really my vibe. I'm not a country guy. I don't mind country. It's just not what I play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, I'd play a song and then people would just cough. You know, like the TV would be on and people would be arguing in the background. It's just like, all right, I get it. But, you know, it kind of like puts things into perspective because you play a gig like that and then you play a gig where people actually kind of care. And it's like a nice break. Yeah. Yeah, it always says more about the audience, I think, when that stuff, when those bad moments happen. But well, that's good. What else? What besides the guitar? What are the hobbies? Again, first time on the show. So I mean, very basic questions here. Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time just kind of like reading or playing video games. Yeah. So I'm kind of like a really insular guy. I mean, I used to be a manager at a credit union, so I was always dealing with people. But at the end of the day, I just kind of like to sit and do my own thing.
I feel like you're subconsciously happy that job's gone. Is that some truth to that?
Yeah, a little bit of truth. I mean, the pay was nice, but it's it took its toll on me mentally for sure.
Are you like the one part tough thing about being jumping into the music scene if you're going to do it full time is you are your own manager, your own scheduler. Like how have you balanced that? You okay with that or?
Yeah, I mean, gift and a curse, right? I'm still kind of like learning the ropes because I've never been good at marketing myself.
Yeah.
And my online presence, for example, is just kind of like lackluster. So like I'm working on that, and then I'm gonna try to.
Have you started? Would you like to mention anything? Not a horrible time to do that.
I mean, I do have some links. I mean, I have Instagram. You can
What's
follow
that?
me on Facebook. Instagram. It's just my name. It's rich.amorim. I know it's not like a super easily marketable name, but it's there. It's my name.
It is what it is.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
There you go. And rich.amorin.
M as in Michael at the end.
Oh yes, Richard. That's right. Yeah. It's weird spelling stuff on the air.
It's not a normal name, I guess. Yeah, it's not a regular name.
It's weird spelling when I should write things down as there you go. Want to see it? It's written right. Well, that's cool. So yeah, the social media stuff is good to get out there, just because I do think people follow that. Especially like we have high school kids in here a lot for if they're making news for whatever reason. It used to be like they were all on. They used to all make fun of Twitter. And then like Instagram was cool, and now I don't think Instagram's like as cool as TikTok. It's weird.
TikTok's the thing now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's all changing.
All my nieces and nephews are glued to the tablets and phones.
The TikTok thing, but you know what though? TikTok like merges with Instagram too. Like you'll see stuff on TikTok that you can post on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you're, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. We're just joking.
It's all like spyware anyway.
It is right.
Just people watching us.
It really is. And man, there's you can just be addicted to it, like the scrolling. I found myself getting caught before.
Yeah.
If you're in like the
dopamine fix.
Yes. I get it. I mean, I think everybody does.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm guilty too, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. Some days I'm attached to the phone anyway. It's like I don't need any more social media stuff, but it's good to get it out there, and you have to embrace it, or you're gonna get left behind, right?
Exactly.
Again, Rich Amorim joining us here, first time on the show, live at Drew's house, Joppa afternoon drive from our NCM Hub studios in Newburyport. Big thanks to the Sarahs, Sarah Hayden and Sarah Blackstone. They're around somewhere. I saw Sarah earlier. She's doing a million things. Sarah Blackstone is running the show and teaching classes today too, I think. And of course, Amelia Sheasley, who's on the buttons here, making me sound good and all that stuff, doing the hard work. So appreciate Amelia, who I've just gotten to know. You got another one for us over there?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'll play another original tune. It's called Make It Right.
Make It Right.
I wrote this one around the same time as the first one I played, but
are these new? How old?
Oh, these are like 10 years old.
10 years old?
Yeah, I'm writing new material, but I figured I'd go with the tried and true stuff.
So you were writing songs. You gave away your age. Sorry to ruin your flow here, but I'm curious. You were writing songs in your early 20s.
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was 12, and I was actually writing like when I was a teenager.
Wow.
But it wasn't like any good.
Yeah.
But, you learn, and I don't even know if my music now is that good. But, I appreciate the kind words you give me.
It's good, man. Don't worry.
But yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress always. Yeah.
Take it away.
Thanks, man.
There's a disconnection in your embrace. Pass it on to vagrants who are of little faith. In the human condition, we can all relate. But I have no patience for all these fantasies people create. Sure enough, we've all hated, but we're loved by those who care. And it's so ill-fated to be loved and remain unaware. We can make it right tonight. All we do is fight. All we do is fight. Everything is easier when you think you're right. Till we're losing all control, filled with spite. Wouldn't you rather make some love than start a fight? Oh, I have no patience for all these fantasies in my life. Sure enough, we're all hated and we're loved by those who care. But it's so ill-fated to be loved and remain unaware. We can make it right tonight. All we do is fight. Ironic that we're free to speak freely, yeah. Because people rarely speak with honesty. Stop talking about your petty scheme, amorality. Because I have no patience for all your false humanity. We can make it right tonight. Make it right. We can make it right. Sure enough, we're all hated and we're loved by those who care. Yeah, and it's so faded to be loved and remain unaware.
Rich Amorim from our Newburyport studios here, NCM Hub. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that one's 10 years old, you say?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. So very good playing. You still writing like pretty actively?
So I wasn't for a while, and I just kind of got back into it this year.
So when you had the bank job, you kind of you weren't writing.
Yeah, I mean, I always had I'd noodle on the guitar and I'd have ideas.
Yeah.
So I have clips of ideas that I'm going to try to put together into
a lot
real
of
songs.
Ideas, yeah.
Yeah, just ideas that I never fleshed out, and eventually I just got sick of it. I got really frustrated with myself and just started writing again.
Oh, nice.
It's tough, but yeah.
It's when you get angry at yourself, so usually some good stuff can come out.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, very good, man. It's sounding great in here.
Thanks.
When you're doing a set list for, I'm not sure how many of these you do. I know it's kind of a unique thing around here, but what are you trying to pick from? If we're going to end up doing 4 songs, you're trying to think are you trying to think of your audience or
I mean, not necessarily. I feel like I don't really have an audience yet, so okay. I'm just kind of playing the tried and true tunes, the songs that I think represent me. Yeah. I did write these a while ago, but I feel like they are best representative of my style and what I can do.
Have they changed over the years? Have you?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I'm trying to write more happier sounding songs now, optimistic tunes.
Oh, I sad. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean I let whatever comes out comes out. I let it flow, but I'm trying to be happier, so it usually comes out in my music too. Yeah. It's
funny. There was a. I say this to everybody knows. I've mentioned this a million times in the show, but one of my Springsteen's one of my guys, and I always say my favorite album is his "Darkness on the Edge of Town," which is very sad and not necessarily uplifting. And so I'm always people are whenever I say that's my favorite album, I think of all time. People are, geez, I wonder what's going on with him. Yeah. And then one of Bruce's really bad albums in recent years, and I think I put my finger on why I didn't love it. I was he's just so happy now.
That ruins it.
Man, his wife and kids.
Yeah, like Beck, the artist Beck. I'm really into his album Sea Change.
Okay,
It's a complete kind of diversion from what he was normally known for.
Yeah.
Like, acoustic, folk, sad-sounding songs.
Yep.
And it's just like an excellent album. And, Beck's normally good anyway, but that album kind of just like, it sucked me in. It was really good.
Yeah, that's weird how that stuff happens, right? I mean, I don't know. Those were,
yeah,
I don't know why I like it.
Yeah,
but sad and angry and depressing. Have a good day, everybody. No.
Yeah, right.
Oh man! Again, Rich Amorim joining us here, first time on the show. We're very excited to have him in the house. What's the? I mean, you get to. I'm meeting you in the wintertime here. Do you? Are you guys already like planning summertime shows? Like, do you already? You're still going through the schedule thing.
I'd like to. There's another contestant, Crystal, that I met through the competition.
Yep.
We're going to be trying an acoustic duo set at some point.
Crystal Marie.
Yes, Crystal Marie, and hopefully that turns into something. I want to collaborate more with people.
Yeah. Is that what you guys are talking about off the stage? Was there a lot? I'm sure you have time to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just shooting the shit. And sorry,
Yeah.
but just hanging out and talking about like what we could be doing, and sharing contacts, like hooking each other up with potential future gigs and all that.
That's really the benefit of these shows, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily you say sometimes those things scare people off, and you included because of the competitive music's naturally not competitive really when you get down to it, but that's kind of like that everybody can be a winner if you're meeting people and coming together for stuff. So I've seen a lot of that happen on those things. I've done enough of them where you just kind of see people grow, and then those guys became a duo or whatever. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think I remember them when they weren't that. So
I'm really glad I signed up for this.
There you go.
Meeting people, and it's just been a good experience so far.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's been fun. I mean, it's the Seabrook thing's a fun take, but in general, I think the live music scene. You're from Epping, New Hampshire, which I don't think I've mentioned yet.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Epping. What do I need to know about Epping?
Well, they call it the center of the universe because it's kind of like the midway point between the major highways.
Oh.
It used to be kind of like a super small rinky-dink town, but it's expanding pretty rapidly.
Okay.
Now we have a Walmart and all that.
Wow.
So we're going places.
It's big time.
No, I mean, I kind of grew up between here and Boston, the Boston area. My family, they're in like Malden, Somerville, etc. But Epping, it's a nice little spot. I had to move back in with the parents, and hopefully I can get my own place at some point.
Yeah. So Epping, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So how far from Portsmouth?
That's about 30 minutes from Portsmouth.
And so, I mean, I know I've seen you're on a couple of shows in Portsmouth. Is that kind of the music scene for you when you go out, or is
I love Portsmouth.
Does Epping have a big music scene?
Not at all. I mean, there are a couple of venues that
I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't know. It just didn't feel like it.
Yeah, look, ironically, there are a couple of venues that host live music.
There you go.
But I haven't played there, oddly enough.
That is odd.
Yeah, I think I'd like to, but again, this is kind of like me kind of be more aggressive about it.
Knocking on some doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
But yeah, Epping, it's nothing to write home about, but it's where I live.
I'm sorry, Epping. I didn't mean to start a negative.
Sorry, Epping.
I didn't mean to start a negative Epping conversation. Yeah. Portsmouth is a great.
I love Portsmouth.
City. Yeah, I find myself going up there quite a bit. I don't know. I think it's probably. Newburyport is they got good music spots here too, but Portsmouth just kind of takes it to that next level. As far as it feels like everywhere kind of has it.
Yeah. I love Portsmouth, and I'd like to play closer to Boston too, and maybe Portland, Maine. I hear Portland's
Portland's
great
another
music
good one.
scene.
Yeah, that's usually where people go. It's usually the Portsmouth, Portland, Boston conversation. Some other good little ones near me. I'm a Danvers guy, so like Salem's a nice little music city. But
I did play at Gulu Gulu Cafe in Salem, Mass.
I just had breakfast there the other day.
Nice, man. Yeah, I love that
world.
spot.
I did too. Yeah, I had never actually had breakfast there. I had time to kill in Salem.
Nice.
And I ended up in there. I like all the dogs. There's dogs on all the walls there.
Yeah. That's a good spot.
And so I said, I'll try the breakfast sandwich. And I must say, we don't usually, endorse products, but that was a really good breakfast sandwich. I think they're out of our listening area, so it's okay. Don't say that. Sarah will yell at me. No, I'm just kidding. But great places in Salem too. So Salem is not just known for its Halloween. It's a good time all the year around. So, before we go into another one, what is a fun fact that we don't know about yourself? Rich?
Fun facts. Ooh. My first instrument was clarinet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be a tough answer off the top of your head.
Yeah. I had trouble. I'm glad I remembered.
Yeah.
No, I sold it, but I actually still remember how to play it. If I had one in my hand, I could play it.
Really?
Yeah, I played clarinet.
Well, here we go. No, just kidding.
No, yeah, right. You had one on hand.
We don't have one. No. Is it now? Do you play? Is it guitar is your weapon of choice? I take it. Do you dabble with anything else just for?
I'm figuring out piano.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the piano, so I want to get better at that. But, you know, it's a tough, tough one.
We just had a conversation with Amanda Adams, the show or two before you, and I remember her saying she really her love is piano. But she ends up playing guitar because it's easier to carry around.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, easier as a gigger.
Yeah, guitar will travel.
Yeah.
But all right, what'd you get next for us here?
All right, play another old tune, I guess. This one's called "Moving On." I wrote this post-breakup.
All right,
of course. Yeah.
Rich Amorim live at Drew's house, Joppa, afternoon drive.
All right.
Don't run away. In the back of my mind, I can hear you singing. Remember your face as it fell from the sky to my arms. And it's okay as long as we're here sitting and singing the way the day goes by. I wonder if we'll ever know why. I felt at home when we were talking, what we were feeling. It's over, there's nowhere to turn. It's okay, I've been thinking of ways to go about healing the way our lives go on. Our lives aren't all that long. There is something that I shouldn't know. It's been a while since you've been alone. There is something that you should know. I think it's time we both start moving on. Oh, at first I had mixed feelings about this weather. In my mind I know every storm will pass. The way it goes, our lives branch off in many directions. I don't believe in fate. No, I don't believe in fate. There is something that I should know. It's been a while since you've been alone. There is something that you should know. I think it's time we both start moving on. Moving on. I think it's time. We both start moving on.
Woo! Rich Amorim, very nice. Live at Drew's house, Joppa, afternoon drive. Hope you're all enjoying Rich out there. This is first time on the show for Rich, which we love. We lock in all people that we like into a second show, so we have to do that right now.
Oh,
You
sweet.
guarantee us a second show at some point?
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah, for sure.
See that? He's roped in. Amelia, note it, please. Thank you. Locked in for a second show. But I think we get pretty spoiled here. We get some pretty good guests in here. But it's great to have a first timer on too. I'm happy I met you here in Seabrook.
Yeah.
For the show. Actually, I think for the one of these shows at the end. I know it gets down to the final few here, and I know you're hoping to win the whole thing. Our station is actually filming one of the final shows, so
nice.
We can. I think I'm not sure how it will actually roll out. Sarah's probably like, don't promote anything, but I knew we're going to be there working hard at some point, so there'll be some sort of finished product with some taste of Seabrook Idol. So. Nice. But yes, they've done a good job up there. What is the best concert you've ever seen? How about that for a fun question?
Bobby McFerrin at Harvard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my brother took me to see Bobby McFerrin. I love Bobby McFerrin, so I was just like super into that.
Yeah. Where did he play Harvard?
I don't know that area that well. It was just in one of the auditoriums there.
Gotcha. An actual campus building.
Yeah, campus building at Harvard Square, or like somewhere near Harvard Square.
Gotcha.
Harvard. Yeah. No, I loved that show. And then I would say the second best concert, even though you didn't ask.
No, I like it.
Probably I saw Steve Hackett in Arizona. He's the former guitarist of Genesis.
Okay.
Really, he's one of my favorites.
A solo show?
He had his band behind him. It's kind of like his own tour. But,
gotcha.
Steve Hackett's the man.
Was that at Arizona? Did you do some Arizona living, or that's the second reference?
Yeah, I lived in Tempe very briefly. I lived there for like 7 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
You made it 7 months in Arizona?
Yeah.
It was that country show,
hot,
wasn't it?
Too hot. Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, and I tried being a car salesman, which was not fun, but you try to get by.
Car salesman,
just trying to survive.
Yeah. How long did that job last?
Like a month.
Not
even really, it was bad.
Not made for being a car salesman.
The superiors were really rude, and I just I don't know if it's just me being too prideful, but I could not have bosses that were that mean. Yeah. And I just if I told them off, I'd get fired. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna head out. So I just walked out.
I mean, how do you to just go into being a car salesman? Are there tricks that there's no book, right?
They had this week and a half long seminar about
they do.
Yeah, they teach you sales techniques and everything. So I got something out of it. But,
yeah. Like what? Like what's
It's not like my. You have to have a certain personality. I feel like to be a successful car salesman, and it's not really my thing.
Yeah, I guess so. What's like the tricks they teach you? Is there one that's stuck?
One of them was they would say you don't have bad memory. You just have the wrong software installed. Right? Your brain is a computer. You just have to figure out a way to trick your brain into remembering things. So one thing was adding layers to memories. So if you want to remember something, you can remember a number. You put that number on an image, like a Post-it note, and then you put that Post-it note on another image, like a pink elephant, and then you just add layers to it. Oh. And surprisingly it works to remember things.
A memory trick. Okay. Yeah. Is there any I'm always curious. I don't want to get tricked when I'm buying a car. Is there any things they tell you to actually sell a car?
I think it depends on the dealership, right? That particular dealership I was working at,
Sorry to bring you back to the terrible job.
Flashback. I mean, I was only there for a little while, and I was making a lot of cold calls, but really, it just came down to getting people in the door and being really aggressive, and I just hated it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember. I actually don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever told this story on this show, but when I was first getting into radio out of college, I knew I wanted to do radio. I did college radio, and so I was trying to figure out how do you get into into the buildings, right?
Yeah.
I think I was probably even still in college looking for an internship, and I remember I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this sales thing, interview for a sales position, and I have never felt more out of place than doing that. Eventually, this one sales guy I do remember very quickly catching on to the fact what I actually wanted to do, and it was not be a salesperson. And he looked at me and he goes, by the way, if you want to be on the radio, getting in the sales side is not the way to do it. It's almost a whole different whole different side of the build, a whole different side of the business, and we don't even really talk to them too often. And I remember thinking to myself, that is good advice. I'm never doing another sales interview. And I found other ways in, Awesome. But I remember thinking I'm not a salesman. I have this folder here, but there's nothing in it. Why have I slicked back my hair at that time? I was not naturally how I wore it. What am I doing here? This is bad work, Drew. But there you go. All the things you do in those early days. Rich Amorim joining us. This has been his music you're hearing out of Epping, New Hampshire. He's been battling through Seabrook Idol for the early part of the winter here, and you can catch him. Social media one more time, Rich. Tell people where to find him.
On Instagram, you can find me at rich.amorim, Amorim as in Michael. So that's Instagram. I do have some other links, but you can get them all from that Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be good with the Instagram.
Yeah, that. And I mean, I do have some old recordings on Spotify. You can follow me on there.
Oh, cool.
If you post my name on there, I'm sure they can find it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, hopefully you can go see him out and about. As he's been mentioning here, he hopes to be kind of playing quite a bit here as the end of the winter and into the spring and summer, and maybe even with a trio you mentioned. So there you go. Hopefully. We'll see how that goes. Is it fun building? What's the? I mean, I'm guessing the trio is probably going to be a lot of your own original music.
Yeah.
Is it fun seeing that stuff like kind of come to life? I mean, I know you love playing it, by yourself with a guitar, but to have other people kind of dive in.
Yeah, I think people get more engaged when they hear drums and like a rhythm section.
True. Yeah.
It's just nice for people to hear my music in that capacity because I've always recorded just solo.
Flattering for you too, though, to have like bandmates who would do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and most of the time they were doing it for free. So it's like really cool that these guys like my music enough to kind of join and just have fun with it, as opposed to like, hey, well, where's my money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to play with. Especially these guys are really super skilled, like seasoned musicians that I'm playing with. So there's that too.
But there's also, whenever I always say like the bands bring stuff to the table, but also like, it's such a huge talent to be able to captivate a room with just your guitar too. I mean, that's just a great thing to have.
Yeah.
Not everybody has it.
I try. Yeah, it doesn't always work. But.
Unfortunately, I've seen it in person for you. I know that it's beyond try. You do a heck of a job with it.
Thank you.
So good luck with the rest of the competition. I can't wait to see you during the winter. Ooh, caught the pen. What a catch. Have you enjoyed your first trip? Studio, great studio, right?
This is a nice spot. Yeah. This is my first time doing anything like this. So yeah, I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, we get that. We get that a lot. So it's great to have you on board. I always think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Your guitar sounds good in here.
Thank you.
It's a good sounding room, I think.
Yeah.
We'll let you play us out with one. Big thanks again, Amelia Sheasley. The first show is here with us. Hopefully we can keep you around for as long as possible. We tend to rope people in for at least 6 months, Amelia. So thank you for working hard and all the stuff that you do. And the Sarahs, Sarah Hayden, Sarah Blackstone, and our whole small but mighty crew here in Newburyport, NCM Hub. We thank you. Another music show. This has been fun. We're going to let the great Rich Amorim bring us home with one here.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure to have you, Rich.
Thanks, man.
See you, everybody.
All right. I'm going to play another original tune, of course. This is called Standing Still.
Ever since last winter snow, I've been indisposed. How can I get so much love, yet still feel so alone? I've been asking around, looking for something profound, but nobody knows where to go. Yeah, I made every mistake I could have made, standing still when I think I'm running and I move, but it stings, every memory lingering, standing still when I should be running. I just want that feeling back. I'd see you smiling, I'd always find a way to relax. Won't pretend anymore. I won't say that I don't miss you, because you're all I'm looking for. I'm still searching around. I'm looking for something profound. Yeah. Nobody knows where I should go. Yeah, I made every mistake I could have made, standing still. When I think I'm running and I move, but it stings, every memory lingering, standing still. When I should be running, without the I dream of every person, every life. No, we've all lost control. Yeah, we make every mistake that we can make, standing still. When we think we're running and we move, but it stays, every memory lingering, standing still. When we should be running.